Well, welcome to Muscatine Power and Water and our 2018 breakfast. I want to thank all of you for attending, and also want to thank all of our Muscatine Power and Water folks that are involved in putting this together. As any of you know that do these kind of things, there's a lot of preparatory work and work behind the scenes to support this. Was going to open with a joke, but I usually don't know good jokes, so I'm going to share a little bit of a safety tip. Around Muscatine Power and Water, we use a program called Safe Start, and our goal is to make sure that our employees go home uninjured every day, and our employees do work around some hazardous energy as well as large equipment, so it is very important. And in that Safe Start program, part of the program is talking about reducing critical errors. And I think those errors are really simple triggers for all of us to remember. I know most of you don't work in hazardous areas. Most of us are desk jockeys, but when we're at home doing our weekend warrior projects, these would be good things to think about and to teach your family. So the critical errors are eyes not on task, mind not on task, line of fire, balance, traction, and grip. So keep those in mind when you're doing your home projects. It's a nice, easy way to stay safe. So Muscatine Power and Water is a component unit of the city of Muscatine. We're governed by a 5-member appointed board. The board operates with autonomy from the city. They are our policy and decision makers. They represent you, our customer owners, and the citizens of Muscatine. They set rates for the utility services, approve contracts, budgets, and can issue debt. MPW has 3 separate utilities under common management. All 3 utilities were established by a vote of the citizens of Muscatine, primarily because of their dissatisfaction with incumbent for-profit providers. The water utility's been around 118 years. The electric utility will be 100 years old in 2022, and the communications utility has already been in existence for 21 years. So we are your utility in your community. I believe Power and Water provides many benefits to the community. First and foremost, we deliver utility services safely, reliably, and at rates below state and national averages with outstanding local customer service. We help our businesses stay competitive in their local and global markets. And the utility purchases goods and services locally, and we employ about 280 people. They're great jobs with good benefits. And again, that's a great positive economic impact on our community. MPW is driven by our customers' needs. We are friends and neighbors serving friends and neighbors. So your board, we have the 5-member board. We have 2 of our trustees here. We have Susan Eversmeyer, co-owner of River Rehabilitation. Give a wave, Susan. I'm sure most people know you. And Tracy McGinnis. She's our senior vice president of retail banking at CBI Bank and Trust. Another good wave. And she is currently the board's vice chair. And then we have Doyle Tubont, President and Chief Operating Officer of Kent Corp. Doyle is our longest tenured trustee. He's served on the board for 13 years now. Keith Porter, President and CEO of Stanley Foundation, and he is currently the board's chairperson. And last but not least, Stephen Bradford, Senior Vice President, General Counsel, and Secretary at HNI Corp. I'm very appreciative of the guidance and support the trustees provide. They're a very effective board, and I think all the trustees will tell you as they come onto the board, they're pretty surprised at the complex operation that Muscatine Power and Water is all about. Our senior leadership team, and these are the folks that'll be presenting today. We have Tim Reed, Director of Utility Service Delivery, Gage Houston, Director of Power Production and Supply, Erica Cox, Director, Employee and Community Relations, Brandy Olson, Director, Legal and Regulatory Services, Jerry Gowie, Director of Finance and Administrative Services, and he serves as the Board Secretary. Our agenda for today, our presentations are intended to provide an update on major projects and initiatives and accomplishments at Muscatine Power and Water. The past year has certainly been extremely busy and challenging. I'm proud of what our team has collectively undertaken and accomplished. One final comment from me before we get started. As most of you know, this is my last time introducing our community update. I've not been here as long as the electric utility has existed. I think Jay Logal has that to honor. But I have been here longer than the communication utility has existed. On February 1, I will have been with Muscatine Power and Water 39 years. And on January 1, I will have been in the general manager's position for a decade. I've really enjoyed my time at Power and Water. It's been immensely rewarding. I've worked with some really outstanding people, and truly have come to realize what a great asset Muscatine Power and Water is to the community. I've got to participate in some pretty amazing projects for the benefit of our city that Muscatine Power and Water's been involved in. So with that said, we'll move on to the presentations, and Tim Reed is our first presenter.